We in a sauna now. Max looks like he's dressed for a sauna. You look like you own the sleaziest Greek restaurant in the area.
Live from Studio Dead End, brought to you by Deadbeats LLC and Omega Images. It's spinning out.
1, 2, ready, go!
Spinning out. Whoa. Spinning out. Whoa. Mama, look this way, 'cause we are winning now. Whoa. Feet on the ground, head in the clouds. Don't touch me now, we're spinning out.
Look at him. I like that crystal though. Crystal. For all you crystal meth users out there. Just why? Other thoughts on that?
I lived in Orlando, and there was one of my friends' roommates was a meth addict, and we went over there once to her in the middle of a gangbang for meth, and we all noped the fuck out of that apartment.
Man, I read today that Orlando is the #1 city in the country for infidelity.
I have a story about that.
Great.
Another one of the kids I went to school with, I say kid, he was like a 40-year-old, an adult man, married with kids, cheated on his wife like pretty regularly.
Infidelity's wrong, people. Stop it. Especially you, Orlando. And Boston was on the list too. It was like number 19. Some good shit. Refresh the page. You can't see that, can you? I tweeted right now. Shout out, Chief State. What the hell did I send to her on Snapchat? I'm so pumped to take mine. I didn't have time today though.
Crystal meth.
Maybe. We got a great show. Arcane Ghosts, they're here whenever they show up in this episode. Talk to my boy Jason. They just released an EP last Friday called Human Interference. It's pretty awesome. Obviously, check it out. And then when we come back, we'll go through my Twitter and see what kind of stupidity I've been spewing out to my 174 followers. So yeah, here's the interview, I guess. So let's start. What's your name and what do you do in the band? This is, let's start there.
Sure. So my name is Jason Diaz. I play rhythm guitar, or I guess only guitar, because now we're a three-piece. But I play rhythm guitar and I do lead vocals in the band Arcane Ghosts.
Arcane Ghosts. And so you guys are from Ontario, which
Yeah.
is out of, is that the part of the GTA?
Yeah, it's in the GTA.
Nice. Okay. Cool. I think I first heard of you guys because I work with Mitchell from Among Legends. And I think that's where I first kind of heard you guys. And then obviously you put your EP out on Friday. So why don't we talk about that? It's been what, 3 days since you put it out?
Yeah, it's been 3 days. It's been 3 awesome days, man. No complaints. You know, I'm not gonna sound like we've been doing this for a while, but you know, when you do different releases and you learn from your mistakes of the first one, and you learn to do better the next time. So like, to give you an example, you know, when we released our first EP, we never had any PR backing it. We never did any like advertisements. We never did anything to really get it to people's ears. Because, you know, it's one thing to record the music. Obviously, that's a very important part, right? However, if you spend all this time and money recording good music, but it doesn't get to people's ears that want to enjoy it, then like it's a hard thing that you're not going to be able to sell the music or, you know, promote it, and you know, like when you put out a new album, you want to make sure that it gets to the right ears, right? So this time around, we just kind of took a different approach at things. We took it more like for the distribution side of things, we took it more like a business, to be honest. And we really did all our research. We saw who's a good PR team. We submitted our single or our song to Spotify for the playlists ahead of time, maybe like 4 or 5 weeks ahead of time, just to make sure we really secured that spot. And it's been great. Like, you know, it released Friday. Got lots of shares on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then Saturday morning we got an email saying that our song Rooftops got added to the Pop Punk's Not Dead playlist on Spotify, and also the new punk tracks. And then and then today we got an email saying that our song Summertime just got added to Alt Press Discovery. So that's honestly great. Like it's going really cool. Like, you know, pretty much everything's going according to plan, and we're stoked. You know, like we're playing a mini run this week. We're gonna be playing Hamilton tomorrow, St. Catharines on Wednesday, Ottawa on Thursday, and Montreal on Friday, just to promote the album a bit. So we're gonna be having physical copies probably at the Ottawa and Montreal show because we're waiting on shipping. And we'll have new T-shirts, new merch. So all that stuff's going to get released within maybe a couple of days. So we're pretty stoked. We got lots on our plate right now. So yeah.
That's exciting. So you start tomorrow at the Clef, which is 3 days ago. This is airing on Friday. So you're at the end of the tour. So what do you hope to have done by the end of the tour, since it's technically the end of tour now?
Okay. End of tour. So pretty much, you know, play good shows. It's been a while since we've been out there, so we really hope, you know, we want to put on a great show and really let people know who Arcane Ghosts is. You know, like we're very crafty about the music, and you know, we also want to push it with the live show as well too, right? Because there's one thing to have good recorded music. It's another thing to be able to perform it live, right?
What's your favorite song to perform live?
Hands down, Summertime. It's the most complicated because I'm tapping and singing, which is a new thing for me. But if you know the song and you hear that tapping riff, it's pretty much I'm playing that while singing the chorus. So it's a little bit of a monster, but I'm getting used to it, and I'm taking, you know, inspiration from a lot of other bands that do that kind of like technical playing and singing, like tiny moving parts and a lot of other instruments like that. So,
how long did it take for you to get it down, the tapping and the singing at the same time?
took a while because the thing is the rhythm is doing something different than what the vocals are doing. So it was just a matter of going back and playing with a metronome and trying to get the guitar down first properly. And then it kind of was learning the part in my head that I can do it without having to look down for too long. Because when I look down, then my mouth kind of goes down and the mic is here, right? So it's hard to explain, but it's kind of like you kind of have to balance both when looking up and singing. So what I tried to do is I tried to practice in my basement with like a mic stand. The mic wasn't on, but I was singing and just try and like make sure my head stayed straight most of the time. And if I had to look down, it was just my eyes. So
interesting.
We'll see how much the practicing paid off tomorrow.
Next 4 days, check out the tapping and the singing at the same time, people. It's intense. So I got one more question. Since you covered the little mini tour, you just went right into it, so that's perfect for me. This one's a little bit off topic, but still sort of on topic. Have you ever had any run-in with a ghost encounters, or anything spiritual like that?
Ghost encounters. For me personally, yeah, I went to, so my parents are from Guatemala, which is like next to Mexico for people who are wondering. And there was a cabin that we went to that was near a lake. And for some reason, I think I was like 14 at the time, we heard these noises coming from the attic, and there was no one else home. It was just me and my cousins. So we went up, and then it was like a scene out of a scary movie. Like we went up into the attic. Next thing you know, the door shuts behind us. We all start screaming and panicking. And to me, like, I could just feel that someone else was there with us. I'm not super into the supernatural, but in that moment, it was kind of like, oh yeah, there's got to be something else here, because who else would close the door? There's no wind, there's no windows, you know, like it's just kind of one of those things that like you can try and explain it that it was the door hinge or whatever, but sometimes you just know it's a ghost, right? And then it's not surprising to me too, because you know, in that country, like, you know, it's different from here, right? There could be ghosts here, but you would never know, right? So I don't know, over there it just feels more spiritual. I feel like more people over there believe in the spiritualism over there. So I believed it was a ghost. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe the door hinges were just crap and it just closed right out. I have no idea, but that's probably the closest. Yeah.
How'd you handle the situation? Were you scared?
Yeah, man, I was like 14. So I'm like, and I'm not the kind of person who likes scary movies. So for me, especially at that age, it was pretty terrifying. So
I once hunted raccoons in my friend's basement, and it was one of the most terrifying things ever because you could hear them scurrying around and you could see their little eyes in the back of the stuff, and it was terrifying. I've never been more scared in my life. Loved every second of it. I screamed like a little girl for like 3 straight hours.
yeah, I don't mess with raccoons, man. They're just they're the
Vicious.
kind of, especially when you go camping and like you're inside your tent and all you hear is like the raccoons outside probably get into someone's garbage who didn't throw it away. And all you have to do is peek through the mesh because most tents have that mesh that blocks mosquitoes from
Yep.
getting in. You look through the mesh,
Perfect.
you just see their eyes glowing, and you're like, nope, close it right back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Take what you want, but leave me alone. Yeah.
Damn. Scary.
It
Oh
is real.
God. So that was all my prepared stuff. You got like a 30, 45 more seconds for last thoughts to people listening, fans, new fans, stuff like that. What do you got?
Sure. So for any new listeners, I can definitely say there's going to be at least, I hope, one song in the EP that rubs you the right way. We got tons of different sounds. Like, if you're into the technical stuff, definitely check out Summertime or Sushi. If you're into the more chill, relaxed vibe, but new experimental, check out FMS. If you're into that really pop sound, pop rock, pop punk type of thing, Petrified is definitely the song for you. And if you're into that huge, like, punk and, Blink-182 style of drumming and stuff, Rooftops is your song, 100%. And
I like
I'm just, yeah.
to dissipate.
Oh, Dissipate, that's for all you technical lovers out there. And also, like, it has a very big movements vibe. I was on a movements spree when I first wrote the opening riff, the do 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 do. It's like very like dissonant and very minor key, but that's because that's how movements, like I took inspiration from them. At the time, it was a new sound that was kind of coming out. Now I've heard it a lot more, but it's still a really cool sound to hear. And sometimes in an album, it kind of can change the whole vibe of the album. And that's kind of why we put it to the end. We kind of want to show that, like that's kind of the direction that we really like playing, but also the songs before were all kind of, it's a mix, right? We all like different sounds and we like to just mash them all together and see what happens pretty much.
Right.
That's how Arcane Ghosts makes the music.
I like it. And check it out. It's called Human Interference. It just came out on Friday. It's pretty damn good, if I say so myself, but I'm kind of biased since I already listened to it. But you can check it out on Spotify and I'm sure other platforms.
Yeah. Spotify,
I want
music. Yeah.
And I want to thank you for being on the show. And I look forward to doing it again in the future.
For sure. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh yeah, I'm filming, baby. I'm filming podcast. Oh hell yeah. Now I'm just standing in front of a TV monitor with my Twitter up here because I'm about to expose myself to myself. I already did the interview, and it's Arcane Ghosts. Yes, they're great. They're from Canada, Hamilton, Ontario area, the Greater Toronto area. The Tiger Cats. Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to catch you later though. Sounds good. Talk to you later. Bye. Go back to the puppy though. This is my Twitter. Follow me at Thickwoody, THICCWOODY. I'm currently at 174, so by the time this airs, I want to have at least 2 more followers. That's the goal.
Can you get in frame?
Yeah. What's up?
Thank you.
Tony and Max are going to go through my Twitter. We're going to get some random shoutouts. They're going to see what piques their interest, tickles their feathers. Yeah. Hashtag albums I listened to in 2019. I have been documenting every single album I've listened to this year. This was number 298, North Lane, shout out, album Mesmer. I said, oh good, getting my shit together in time for Alien, which is their new album coming up, I think it's August 2nd. And what a time to get into North Lane finally, hashtag pop punk, hashtag North Lane. I like North Lane. They're hardcore, they're scream, get it. Do you guys follow me? Click it. Oh my god! 175. Now I need 2 more followers. That one doesn't count.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that was
come
3
on.
for your bitching. Dude. Real Friends. This is Late Nights in My Car from one of their albums, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years ago. Real Friends is one of my favorite bands ever. Bought a windbreaker for $45. Worth it. Been wearing it everywhere. All day, every day. favorite item of clothing right now.
You totally missed what Max just typed. He said, we'll be your friend.
Nice. Yeah, go deep into this bitch.
How much do you tweet, man?
Shout out my boy Josh. Josh Hader. Look how beautiful he is.
Hey, I was there.
Josh Hader from Glass Houses, vocalist.
He hasn't accepted my friend request on Facebook, and I'm like really
I
upset
don't know
about
what to
that.
tell you. Actually, I'm going to see him next weekend
Give him shit.
at Atlantic City Warped Tour. While Max is scrolling, I'm going to ad-lib for like a minute or two while he scrolls to find some deeper stuff. Unless you find any other cool things.
Yeah, now keep going.
Sleeping with Sirens just came out with some new music today. Finally, some more post-hardcore shit, like less Cheers to This, and with Eyes to Hear and Ears to See. Crown the Empire came out with a new song. Their album's coming out in July. Seaway! That was at the Palladium upstairs. You been there, Cody?
I have.
But I bought 2 shirts, as you can see. I'm not a bartender. This was also the show I tripped over that girl awkwardly in the pit.
Oh, yes!
Gee, look, it's the same shirt!
Pull it up. There we go.
Yeah, that was the... Another unrealistic expectation for men, am I right?
Okay.
Ooh, scam likely.
I want to answer. I want to answer.
It's a
Yeah.
scam likely.
I want to answer.
Okay.
Hello? You qualify for something.
Great.
Hey! another
Anyway,
guy.
The Long Year. Between the Waves EP came out this year. Fantastic. Oh! We'll do one more. Oh! Graphic design. It's my passion. This was the promo poster I made for episode, whatever number.
10.
10? How do you know?
Caption.
Oh. March 8th, throwback. My boys in Glass Houses. But yeah, he's cool. And then we've interviewed him twice. Cody met him. He's a really nice guy. Shout out.
Except he won't accept my goddamn friend request.
Almost the same guy.
I'll tell him that you gave him a shout out. The sleazy Greek strikes again. I guess this is goodbye. Mosquitoes are garbage. If someone can give me one positive reason for their time on this existence, I'm okay with it, but they suck.
Primary food source for a lot of animals.
Ecosystem, damn. It's true though, they still suck. Garbage. I walked over here, I got some on my fingers. I guess this is a goodbye from episode 25. We had fun. We talked with Arcane Ghosts. We saw that I should not be given any form of a social media account, because I'm batshit crazy. And Omega Images and Deadbeats, and you know, that's about it. Gross.